I'm Jesse Jace, and here we are at JR Ochanomizu Station. It's New Year's Day in the year 2020. Ochanomizu is one of my favorite station names in Tokyo because it literally means tea water. Tea, ocha no mizu, water for tea, Ochanomizu. It's not presently the best place to get water for your tea, but a long time ago it was. It's a college town. In front of me you can see Tokyo Ikashika Daigaku, which is Tokyo Medical and Dental University. It's also a town famous for a lot of music instrument stores. We're not visiting the stores in this video. They're on the south side of the station. We're walking north. We're currently crossing Ochanomizu Bridge to the north side of the Kanda River. Kanda River is a long river that starts in Kichijoji and goes all the way through Tokyo. Kichijoji is kind of in the northwest part of the city. And the Kanda River is a man-made river. Look how dumb my shadow looks here. And we're gonna cross to the north side of this street, which is Sotobori Dori. Sotobori Street. It's also Tokyo Route 405. Unfortunately, on the day I'm recording this, there's a lot of construction going on, and it's gonna disrupt some of the photography I want to do. This is a really popular area of Tokyo for taking pictures, particularly from atop a bridge we're about to walk under. But that bridge is under construction, and it kind of ruins the scenery a little bit. I'll show you when we get there. We're currently walking east towards Akihabara, which is the geek town that everyone knows about. I'm not going to be doing an extensive walk through Akihabara in this video, but I do have a thing or two to say about the town. So wait for that when we get there. Let's fast forward a little bit. Here I'm walking behind a group of what I think are students, because as you're going to see, they're all going to turn and go left up these steps, which is into the college campus. And now we're at Hijiribashi, another bridge, which is actually a beautiful bridge, but it's under construction now. If it weren't for this construction tunnel, you'd get to see this beautiful curved arch over the sidewalk, and then there's these curved arches over the road as well. You'll get to see some of it after I get to the other side here and turn around and look back at it. I will probably make another video around here later when the construction's finished, because it's too nice of a bridge. By the way, if you're curious, the name of the bridge, Hijiribashi, means holy bridge. You can see the arch over the river, and there's an arch over the road like that, but it's covered by scaffolding now, so we'll have to come back and have another look at Hijiribashi someday when it's not under construction. Let's continue walking east towards Akihabara, and we're going to fast forward again. Maybe now's a good time to talk about some of the changes that have happened since I moved here. If you look to the... Okay, I just take a look at this gate for a second. If you look to the right, you see a lot of old buildings. And also some Mario Karts. Some Pikachu's riding Mario Karts. I think I'm gonna take a shot of these old buildings here after this guy. Yeah. See how funky and old these are? They look like they were built in the 70s or 80s. They look like they probably have old dangerous wiring in them, and they're asking for a fire. These are remnants of the Showa era. And Akihabara used to, by and large, have this old funky sort of feel to it. Whereas nowadays, it's pretty gentrified. And also, I think recently Japan figured out that Akihabara is a huge tourist draw. 20 years ago, people visiting Japan didn't really know. Like, even people who specifically wanted to visit Tokyo maybe didn't know about Akihabara. but it's recently become one of the main destinations, and you're going to see when we get there how full of tourists it is. Alright, let's fast forward again. And up ahead you can see a green bridge. Tokyo is a really good city if you like bridges. This is the Shohei Rail Bridge. You can see the JR Sobu line crossing it right now. One more thing I wanted to say about construction. I complain about it a lot in this video, don't I? And the thing about Tokyo is it's never done. It's never complete. The city's in a constant state of what in Japanese is called kaizen. Kaizen means improvement. And these improvements take years upon years to finish. There are parts of Tokyo that were under construction when I moved here and didn't get out of that status of being under construction until a decade later or more. I'm not exaggerating. An example of that would be the south exit, the area across the street from the south exit of Shinjuku Station. That was all construction until very recently, because they were building a bus terminal and a shopping center. And it just took years and years, because you can't do that kind of construction quickly when there's people walking through all the time. Okay, we're getting closer to the Shohei Rail Bridge now. This is another nice bridge. Another bridge that I like to photograph from low angles. We'll get a nice shot of it here. Look up a little higher. There you go. Alright. One thing I didn't know about this spot until I made this video is that apparently this was the site of an abandoned rail station called Shohei Bashi Station. And very close to here, maybe a block away, there was another station that's gone now called Mansei Bashi Station. So a little bit of trivia you can repeat to your friends when you walk by this bridge. We're gonna cross Sotobori Street to the south side again. And up in the distance there you can see some more train tracks passing over the road. That's the JR Chuo line. Because this is the place where the Chuo line and the Sobu line split from each other. At this point, we're just a little bit west of Akihabara Station, and we're basically in the neighborhood that people call Akihabara. You could also argue that we're just on the outskirts of Akihabara, sort of where it runs into Kanda. Of course, Kanda is where we finished our previous walk video. I don't know why the camera's tilted so crooked here, but I'm still getting used to using this gimbal. There's the Chuo line crossing the bridge. Let's cross the street to the east, and we'll take a look down the Kanda River again. By the way, the Kanda River was built. Remember I said Ochanomizu means tea water? So the river starts at a natural spring in Kichijoji at Inokashira Park. The name of that park means head of the well, basically. So it's the origin of this stream. The spring water comes out. They dug a river all the way into central Tokyo to serve nobles or shogun or somebody who would go hunting and need to stop for tea. I don't remember the story, but anyway, that's why the Kanda River exists. It's really long, although it's hidden for a part of its length, especially right after it starts. It's kind of underground. But in this part of Tokyo, you can see it, and it's part of the scenery, and we're really leaning to the side here. I think the camera will correct itself as I walk. We're gonna walk under the Chuo line right here, and I'm gonna stop to admire this girder work under the bridge. There's a lot of green girders in this part of town. And after we get to the other side, I'm going to show you another thing that there's a lot of in this part of Tokyo, which is bricks. As we start walking alongside the Chuo line on the south side of the tracks, there's this beautiful brick wall. A lot of the area, a lot of this part of town, like Akihabara and Kanda, have train tracks running on top of buildings or brick walls. Some of these brick walls have hollow spaces underneath with actual restaurants and shops. A little bit ahead of here, you'll see some. Here's where there are some shops. One of these up here, a couple of them in a row, I think are taverns, but they're closed because it's New Year's. New Year's Day is easily the biggest holiday in the Japanese calendar. It's a shame that I can't go inside, because inside you can see the architecture that's basically just, I mean, it looks like the underside of a bridge inside these. I think a lot of these lots, a lot of these businesses under the tracks are connected to each other, and you can walk through them one after another. Okay, let's walk again under the Chuo line. We're going to leave the Chuo line behind, and we're going to approach another bridge. Hope you like bridges. This is Manseibashi, another bridge over the Kanda River. We're looking north. Take a quick look down the Kanda River again. Way in the distance, you can see the Shohei Bridge, the rail bridge, the green one. And I remember I took another angle looking down here because I really like this combination of the bricks under the Chuo line on the left, and then the river in the middle. So here's what that looks like. Nice. I don't understand here. The camera goes from being really straight to being really diagonal. It takes a while to right itself. Anyway, we're crossing north over the river again, and now for the part of the video you're all waiting for, we're gonna walk into Akihabara, the Akihabara proper, I'll call it. Akihabara is the proper pronunciation, and the name means autumn leaf meadow. Quick history lesson. In the 1920s and 30s, what was going on in Japan? Japan was hell-bent on conquering a lot of Asia, and part and parcel of that was the fact that the military was in charge of the country. The government of Japan was weak. So because of the weak government, Akihabara became a kind of a black market area. I mean, it was already at that point a center for retail of electric goods, sort of for home appliances, and that's why even today it has the nickname Akihabara Electric Town. But it also had a black market for radio parts, military electronics and things that had been stolen and sold. Over time, it gradually changed to consumer electronics type town, and also it has a lot of shops related to like ham radio. And nowadays, it's got all of that, plus, okay, some obnoxious music's playing there. It's got all of that, plus the whole otaku angle, the nerd culture. We're passing by a store called Onoden, which has obnoxious music playing probably all the time. Here's a bridge over the road. This is the east-west, so this is the Sobu line crossing over the road. This is an adult goods shop on my left. And here, actually, I make a wrong turn. I didn't mean to turn this early. I wanted to turn one street later. So I ended up in kind of a dank alley. But let me just use this opportunity to talk about how I feel about Akihabara. it's changed a lot. It used to be really old and funky, and it had all these hidden stores. There was a sense of like an unlimited number of hidden shops you could find. There still are a lot of stores, but the whole place is definitely more sterile feeling than it used to be. It feels like it was cleaned up and made a lot more user-friendly for tourists, I think, mostly. So this is running parallel to the north-south Chuo Street, which is to my right as I'm walking here. And some of these stores are closed today, again, because it's New Year's Day. Ooh, those electric signs don't look too good on video. They're flickering. It's kind of a pain to fix that, so I'm just not gonna. On this road, you'll see a lot of maids, girls dressed as maids, hawking maid cafes, which are what they sound like. It's a cafe where you go to be served and sometimes even fed by a girl dressed as a maid. It's basically like 90% of what's wrong with Japan today is these maid cafes, in my opinion. There's a maid with a megaphone yelling. Sorry, I'm pretty anti-maid cafe. I don't like them. There is an argument to be made that they just normalize this already problematic idea that men need to be babied, like literally. It's bad enough that a lot of marriages in Japan, this is a big generalization, but there are a lot of marriages where the wife is basically a mother substitute. Enough about that. Here I'm going to pull over to the side and get a shot of a store across the street there with Pac-Man on it. It's called Super Potato, which sells game goods and also retro games, including some really rare, hard-to-find games. It's kind of a staple of the town, like tourists tend to go there. You should go there, even if you don't buy anything. It's some of the stuff they have in there, it's almost like a museum. I think it's 3 floors, and if I'm not mistaken, the top floor is kind of a mini arcade with some retro arcade games. The bigger road straight ahead at this T-junction is Kandamyojin Street, and we're gonna turn right here. I think this is almost the end of our video, because around this time I wanted to buy a handle to attach my camera onto so that I could make videos without attaching the camera to my chest. The video that I wanted to make is going to be the next video that I put up, which I recorded on the same day, and that's a video in Ueno, which is not too far from here. So this is going to be it for today. If you like this video, please click the like button, otherwise how will I know? And please subscribe to my channel, Chorus Isolate Confirm. My name is Jesse Jace. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.